What's up, guys? This is Dan with Next Level Riding Clinics, welcoming you back to the Next Level YouTube channel. Winter is here, everyone. Cold is in the air, sleds are showing up. It's time to get our sleds built, and let's get us built too. Let's talk about it today. My 5 favorite let's get ready to shred exercises. Let's break it down. All right, guys, so big part of our preseason, you know, we're so focused on building sleds, lightweight parts, what's the new trick thing, but we got to remember us. So getting us ready for the snowmobile season, especially so many of you that are watching this that are from the deck. You guys are from sea level. You guys are already up against it. We're riding at high elevation. It is so important to be both flexible and have really strong, really good cardio. So today we're going to talk about my 5 favorite exercises that get me ready for the season. And remember, it's not always about having a gym. So we're going to talk about in the gym and out of the gym exercises that we can all do just to start getting ourselves ready for the upcoming season. All right, so when it comes to, well, any sport, it's really important that we break these things down into specifics, guys. And I'm going to do this in level of priority to me. My flexibility, my cardio, and my strength training. No matter what sport I'm getting ready to do or what sport I do as a profession, it's very important to be flexible, have good, strong cardiovascular, as well as strength. Before we get into these 5 exercises, guys, we're gonna stretch it out. The most common injuries that we see as snowmobilers is a lot of muscle pulls. So hamstring pulls, calf pulls, upper body pulls, people stretch their rib cages out, hurt shoulders, things like that. All of that, guys, can be prevented by stretching out. And it's not just doing it once a week. Heck, we stretch out every single morning before we ride. So let's start with our upper body, guys. Let's stretch it out. Let's start with our wrists. I'm gonna take my right wrist. I'm gonna pull back on this. Remember, we're not gonna bounce around. I just wanna feel that stretch. And typically, I'm gonna hold this for a 10 count. For the sake of video, we're gonna just flip. They're gonna just run right through these. So I'm gonna hold my wrist here. Then I'm gonna take my wrist down. I'm gonna alternate wrists. And it's funny, on day 2 of Next Level, man, this is when you start hearing all the moans and groans of people just using their wrists, right? It's a handlebar sport. We're controlling that 400 and something pound snowmobile, and our wrists tend to get tight. When we're done with that, guys, we're gonna stretch out our shoulders and our arms. We're gonna take our right arm across our chest here, stretch that out once again, hold for a 10 count. I'm gonna alternate that. Bring this across to get a nice stretch all the way through your shoulder area here. Remembering to breathe. It's not about speed. I take that arm, I'm gonna take it up and over, get a nice stretch here. I'm gonna alternate there, get this one here. While I'm right here, guys, I'm gonna take my arms just like this across, and you watch what I do here. I'm gonna take my arms up to my forehead, exhale, and what I'm doing right here, guys, is getting a nice lower back stretch. While I'm in this position right here, you take this one from P90X, I'm gonna grab my arm here, make a chicken wing, and lean my neck the opposite direction of the chicken wing. I'm gonna stretch my neck. I'm gonna put my neck and look at the floor. I'm gonna look at the ceiling and really work on stretching those neck muscles out. I'm gonna alternate that, looking straight out, looking down, looking at the ceiling, really stretching those things out. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some simple stuff. We're gonna touch our toes. So we're gonna hang down. Remember, we're not gonna bounce. I'm gonna touch my toes here. Keep your feet together, remembering to breathe. When I'm in this position, I'm gonna come back up. I'm gonna stretch out to one side. We always tell riders that when we get into this position and we're stretching, let's not bend at the torso, right? This is a bad habit that we form while snowmobiling. So let's keep a vertical spine. Let's stretch out. We're really trying to stretch out this muscle here. These are the most common. You can envision somebody is in an opposite foot forward position. That foot comes off the running board and they stretch and pull the hamstring, something like that. We're gonna alternate sides here, keeping that vertical spine, remembering to breathe. Feeling that good stretch, man. I can feel it. Feels really good. I'm gonna come forward. I'm gonna try to keep this leg at a 90 and not go past. I'm actually trying to just sit down, and you should feel this stretch running right through here, right through that hip flexor. Here's another one, real common for you to stretch out early season. So let's get that. And remember, we're just trying to focus on keeping this at a 90 and not going past. Once again, keeping an upright upper body and remembering to breathe. We'll alternate through there. Really work on your balance and your flexibility here. Okay, I'm going to come back up. This one's really simple. I'm going to put my heel to the ground, take my big toe, and try to bring it back to my forehead. So I'm just flexing my foot back towards me, really getting a nice stretch through the calf. Again, another very common pull that we see from snowmobilers. Just not taking the time to perform these stretches. I'm going to alternate that, same thing. Stretching that out. Awesome. Feet together. Let's take our hands up nice and tall. Bring one hand down and let's stretch out our rib cage. Feel that stretch running all the way through here. Let's do that same thing on this side. Remember guys, each time I'm speeding this up, we're going to hold this for a 10 count. Okay, that's feeling nice. Let's roll out those shoulders. So 10 rounds one direction, 10 rounds the other direction, and then we're going to alternate, going the other way. And now we can kind of loosen up. We're going to do one more, touch your toes. And this time as I come back up, I'm going to roll my back out. Come up nice and tall, hands in the air, fingers out, and now I will rotate my wrists. And it's pretty fun to hear all of the snaps and crackles of all of us just not being ready for snow just yet. Okay, perfect. So we're going to do that every day. And obviously, if there are more things for you to stretch, just get in that frame of mind and know that stretching is injury prevention. When you go out and you ride and you start wanting to perform all of these things like hopovers and side hilling and then even the occasional tumble down the mountain, if we remember that we're flexible and that we've stretched out, we can prevent ourselves from being hurt. All right, guys, now that we're all stretched out, let's talk about cardio. So again, we continue to spend the money and research and spend all this time and energy into our snowmobiles to put lightweight parts on the sled. And how much time and energy we put into that. Well, when we're talking about cardio, guys, let's take this kettlebell. So this kettlebell, guys, is 12 kilograms, which I've done the research, is a little over 26 pounds. So 26 pounds, take that off the snowmobile, and the power to weight of that sled changes dramatically. Well, what if we took this kind of weight off of us? And that's where cardio comes in big time. Obviously, we want to diet and eat correctly, but cardio, guys, that's what's going to truly help shed the weight and build that strong cardiovascular system. Outside the gym, running, cycling, dirt biking, jet skiing, any of those outdoor activities can lead to an excellent source of getting that cardio that is essential for those of you that are traveling, especially from sea level to high elevation to go snowmobile. So in the gym, guys, running on the treadmill, the row machine, a Peloton, any of the exercise bikes, great sources of cardio. All right, so we've stretched it out. We've talked about the importance of cardio. Whether I'm in a gym or not, guys, just like the military, we've got some 5 basic principles to strength training, right? We can just do some push-ups, some pull-ups, some sit-ups, some burpees, and some squats. So we're just sitting here in the Next Level shop. I really like using these perfect push-ups. I think it just creates a perfect push-up and it's less strain on my wrists. So let's get into some push-ups. I think that as you get going with this, we could start with 10, and maybe while you're sitting in the hotel room or sitting in your house, you could start upping the ante as you get more fit and start upping it from 10, 15 to 20, somewhere in that. But the important thing here, guys, is creating a regiment that's going to help you gain some strength. So let's go into push-ups. Let's just rip off some, we'll just do a 5 count. You can tell with the perfect push-up that it's just enabling me to kind of take the stress off my wrists and concentrate on using the right muscle groups. So a push-up, guys, really important and a great strength trainer to snowmobiling. So the next one, we're gonna make it hard on ourselves. We gotta get used to wearing our backpacks anyway. So we're gonna use our backpacks as our weighted vest for this next exercise. So this one, guys, this is a burner. We're gonna do some burpees, right? Burpees are really important and they actually encompass a ton of different stuff. You're getting some flexibility, you're getting a push-up, you're getting a hop, which is improving our leg strength, and you're definitely getting some cardio. We would try to do 10, let's do 5. Ready? Here we go. All right, starting to breathe already. Burpees. All right, lunges. Whether I'm doing them in place or I'm traveling across the floor here, you guys can imagine, look at this position I'm in right here, right? I'm side hilling, I've got one leg stretched out, I'm getting this good stretch right here. This is a power move. I'm in that side hill, I'm moving here, so, incorporate the strength training into the snowmobile moves. All right, so last one, wearing the weighted vest. I think my Abby pack is, 12, 13 pounds. I'm gonna add about 20 pounds in this kettlebell to it, and we're gonna do some squats, guys. I'm gonna keep this in the middle, kind of a goblet squat, just right here. In terms of what a squat does and how it's relatable to snowmobiling, think about these things. They're 400 and something pounds. We're picking them up if we're stuck in the back. Here's my rear bumper. Practicing good form. It's injury prevention. It's strengthening our legs, our quads, our calves, our lower back, and we're keeping that vertical spine the entire time. Squats. All right, guys, the last of my 5 exercises I do without a gym would be some sit-ups. So I'm gonna use a good old trusty Polaris axis over here. There's a little toe hook, and here we go. We're gonna come straight down and up. I like to do that hold where I'm not using my back as a rest, and that's actually that spot right there where I'm gonna hold. Perfect. We can actually turn these into divers. So lots of different ways to do a sit-up. Building a strong core. Man, think about the use of the core when we're snowmobiling. Those hop overs, all of those positions that require us lifting our bodies and pulling ourselves up and onto the sled, to the side of the sled. Not to mention when we've got a stuck sled, a strong core is essential to mountain riding. All right, guys, so like we talked about, those are my 5 favorite exercises. Pretty simple, but it's stuff that you can do anywhere. You're in your hotel room, you're traveling a bunch, you just have some open space, getting some push-ups done, getting some squats, some burpees, some lunges, some sit-ups, those types of things, guys. It's pretty simple, but it really will help build that strength that is necessary to ride a snowmobile. Now let's get to the gym, and I'll show you my 5 favorite at the gym exercises. Let's break it down. All right, guys, so now we're at the gym, and there's definitely a lot of different exercises that we can do in here that are gonna help us train for riding. Deadlifts, guys, you can imagine picking up the back of your sled, picking up the front of your sled. It's a great way to, train your back, train your legs, all of those different things, all are just in one move. So let's get into it. Okay. All right, guys, so another one that's one of my favorite in the gym routines, and it's actually not just in the gym. I just take a bench top. You guys, we constantly talk about the hop overs and all of these quick movements that we make from side to side on the sled. Well, that takes training. So this bench hop over move that I do, I'm building some cardio, but I'm also just building the springboards. So just using your legs, bouncing back and forth, and I'll show you how it works. So typically when I'm doing the bench hop overs, I'll do it for a 30 count. So I'm back and forth 30 times, and then I'll end it with a 1 minute running in place. All right, guys, so number 3, using some type of a cable machine at your gym. This one's really important. We talk about, it's a handlebar sport. Snowmobiling, we're hanging onto our bars, we're a lot of times pulling our body weight up onto the sled to get ourselves more forward on the machine. So some type of lat pull down is always a good one. All right, guys, so number 4 favorite in the gym move. I like to mix it up, but we're talking about core, right? You can just do your basic sit-ups. You know, if you're at home, you're on the road, doing sit-ups and just hooking your feet underneath something, you're still getting a sit-up. At the gym, you can really be creative, and this one is really fun, and this is kind of a torture machine here. All right, so number 5, guys, it's kind of my last favorite thing that is snowmobile specific exercises you can do at a gym using the cable machine. Once again, what's that look like? That's the pull rope. So getting our bodies ready, both in our ab section, our upper body, our shoulders. This one kind of encompasses all of them, but it's just a simple all the way through. And what you should be feeling is a really big pull all through this section, and you're having to really rely on that core once again. And thank God for a Polaris. It's probably gonna pull start on the first time. I can feel my stomach engaging, my shoulders are getting a good pull, your bicep muscle here is getting a good pull. So just remember to train at your own pace, guys. You got to eat right, get that cardio, those stretches, and utilize these 5 exercises both in and out of the gym. You guys remember, I am so pumped for this YouTube channel, and we appreciate your questions, your comments. Remember to subscribe, and we'll see you in the mountains.